My husband passed away a year ago. It was a tragic accident. He was only 32. He was working on our house and fell off the ladder. We were planning to renovate our home. It was a big project that he really wanted to do. I think he got overexcited and didn't realize that the ladder wasn't stable. I still miss him every day. We didn't have kids. Both of us were previously married and had kids from our previous relationships. When my husband died, his parents offered to help with the funeral expenses. I thought that was very sweet of them. They had saved up quite a bit of money for it. At the time, I was pregnant. I miscarried soon after his death. I don't think it was because of the stress, but who knows. On the day of the funeral, my husband's sister showed up. She looked very nice. She was wearing black. I hadn't seen her in years. She was my husband's only sibling. She was 5 years older than him. She went to college out of state and we lost touch. I only knew her for the first few years of my marriage to her brother. She had always been very nice to me. When she arrived at the funeral home, she excused herself to the restroom. She came back and told me she needed to speak with me privately. I was confused, but went with her to the car. She began by apologizing for not being there sooner. She said she heard about the accident and sent her condolences. She said she had something important to tell me, but she didn't want to do it there. She asked if I could go somewhere more private with her after the funeral. I agreed. When the funeral was over, we went to this little cafe close by. It was our sort of place. We used to go there all the time. My husband loved their coffee. I ordered the same one he always got. I think I was still in shock. Everyone at the funeral kept telling me how great my husband was, how much they missed him, what a great guy he was. I felt so bad that I couldn't even talk about him. I just kept saying, I know. I remember shoving my napkin in my mouth so she wouldn't be able to see me crying. She finally spoke up. She told me that she was getting a divorce. She said she was miserable and couldn't take it anymore. She said she never told me this before because she didn't want to hurt me, but she said she was in love with my husband. She said she didn't act on it because he was her brother's husband, and she respected that. But she needed to let me know because now she was going to move on. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I mean, I knew she liked my husband. She would always tell me how great he was. But I had no idea that she had feelings for him. I didn't say anything. I didn't know what to say. She reached out to hold my hand, and I flinched. She quickly pulled her hand back. She then apologized again for not telling me sooner. She said that she had a surprise for me. She pulled out a piece of paper from her purse. At first, I thought it was a wad of cash. It was sealed. On the front of the envelope, it had my name and address. On the back, it said, "For my darling sister-in-law, please open when you need it most. Love, Susie." On the bottom, it had a date. It was the day my husband died. I opened it. It was a will. It stated that everything my husband owned, including his life insurance policy, was to be given to me. The lawyer's contact information was on the bottom of the page. I was confused because my husband had a will. His parents had taken care of that years ago. I looked at the date. It was dated the same day his will was made. I asked the sister if she knew anything about this. She said no, and walked out. So I called the lawyer. He told me that my husband changed his will 2 days prior to his death. He said my husband came in and told him to make any changes to his will, that he wanted to leave everything to me. The lawyer said he was surprised because when he drew up the original will, his parents were supposed to inherit everything. Apparently they weren't happy about the change, but what can they do? Am I crazy or does anyone else find it weird that my husband changed his will 2 days before he died and left everything to me when we had no kids together and he had just gotten divorced? And his sister conveniently happened to be getting a divorce too. I know people will say it's just a coincidence, but it feels like something is missing, like there's something they're not telling me. I feel like I'm being gaslit.